Well, it's January, and you know what January means in the football world. Yes, the transfer window's open, and we've got one in and one out. Yes, Matthew Targett's gone. He was complaining a little bit that he wasn't playing, and with Pellegrini and Bassi on that side, we didn't really have room for him. So I'll let Targett go, and we've also let KM go out on loan as well. So I brought in a new centre back. So I paid Nice 55 million for Mattia Vitti, 22-year-old Italian. Great start, 6'3", 15 for heading, jumping reach of 16, left-footed as well, which is a great attribute for us. And he's coming and he's now valued at 119 to 132 million. So we kind of doubled our money on him straight away. He has played a game and he kind of got man of the match as well. So he played really well in that. Okay, so the last game that you saw was the 1-0 win over Tottenham Hotspur. And then we carried on into the Carabao Cup against Chelsea. And unfortunately, we got absolutely battered 5-1 in that one. But then we went on to play Manchester United in the league, and we won that 2-0. So very good performance in this one. Maguire heads the ball out, Enzo picks it up, Isaac, Ricci and Elise, nice smart finish. And then the second goal, long ball out from Enzo onto the right hand side. Elise slips in. Hendrick, who finishes for 2-0. And then we continued against West Ham with a nice 3-1 win against them. We went away to Everton, got beat 2-0, which wasn't amazing. Then we had a nice 2-0 win against Leeds. We played Manchester City at the Etihad. We drew that 1-1. So we went 1-0 down. Foden with the corner, Laporte to Kimmich and straight under Ramsdale. But fair play, 85th minute, a bit uncharacteristic. City give the ball away and Isaac draws us level, 1-1. Then there was a bit of payback time against Everton. We had them at St James Park in the return game and return Premier League game, and we beat them 1-0. With a nice comfortable third round FA Cup tie against Blackpool and beat them 4-0. And then the last Premier League game was Brighton and we beat them 2-1. But now we have the little matter of the last two games in the Champions League. We have Bayern Munich, we have Aston Villa sandwiched in between, and then Borussia Dortmund, the last game in the Champions League. So let's get stuck into these games, shall we? Okay, this one's going to be a very difficult game today, but I don't want to go ultra defensive. It's not really my style. I kind of feel that when you go ultra defensive, you just draw players onto you, draw teams onto you. So I'm going to play with two up top today, but just play with a balanced mentality and see if we can hold them. So the team is Ramsdale in goal, back four of Pellegrini, Botman, Todibo and Barr. Bruno is a deep line playmaker as usual. Fernandes and Tielemans, slightly different roles today in the team, but they're the two players in midfield. We've got Diaz behind Gabit and Kuol. So first little scare there, 4 minutes and Müller breaks into the box and they hit the frame of the goal, which is not ideal. I mean, obviously this is Tielemans. This is a game I would love to get something out of, but I think Bayern Munich with their European history, I think it's a bit of a lost cause, this one. Maybe as we get ingrained into European football, we will be able to kind of pick the pace up a little bit. Transfer window's been a bit of a strange one. I did try to sign Jude Bellingham. We had the money to do it, but the board wouldn't let me sign him. Said it was too much and too much of a risk, etc. Can't really get my head around that one, but at the end of the day, we could have had Jude Bellingham, but the board won't let me have him. So I've signed a centre back. Obviously he's not registered for today's game, which is unfortunate, but I am again struggling for a decent sized squad for today. And there's the first goal from Bayern Munich. It's taken them half an hour, but Müller heads in for their first goal. I mean, we seem to be, we've held them to a 1-0 at half time. Okay, half time, a little bit more experience up front, and I've brought Isaac on for 𝐶𝐂. Predictably, Bayern Munich with the first highlight of the second half. Anybody going to press the goalkeeper? No. Okay. Played Bart. Don't give the ball away now. No. That was the complete opposite of what I said. Don't give the ball away. We need to play possession football when we get the ball. No challenge there at all. He just ran straight down the wing with no challenge whatsoever. Right, can we play some nice football now? Nice short passing. No, that's not good enough, that, I'm afraid. Nowhere near good enough. That's 2. That all came from giving the ball away in midfield. Can we keep hold of the ball this time and not give the ball away? I know it's a lot to ask for, but a goal would be very, very nice. We're just getting pushed further and further back. So Ramsdale has to hoof the ball. It's actually come to Diaz though, and a very, very, very poor ball forward. Very, very, very poor ball forward. So we're getting the same thing here again. Just bombing down the left hand side. No challenge in the back of the net. 3-0. And disallowed that one. Okay, a little change of formation. I brought McAllister on as an inverted winger. Isaac's on his own up front now, and Anderson has come on as an attacking midfielder. We've actually dropped to 11th position now in the Champions League. We're not incisive enough, are we? We're not. There's no dynamism about the play at all. That's not a bad. That's not a bad ball into the box. That I like that. 3-1. Yeah, I suppose it was always going to be a consolation goal, wasn't it? So, but you know, fair dues. We've not got absolutely battered. I never really expected we would win this game. Well, it was all a tall order, that one. I mean, you know, the last time I spoke about it, we were sandwiched in between Manchester City and Real Madrid, and we all had 10 points. But you know, teams like Manchester City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, even if they don't start very well, they always know when to turn it on, and you know, when it's necessary, they will put the performance in, get the points, and get themselves in that top 8. And that's exactly what Bayern Munich have done. But anyway, move on now. Next game is going to be Aston Villa back in the Premier League. Okay, back from our Champions League exploits, and today we're playing Villa at Villa Park. So the team is Ramsdale in goal, back four of Pellegrini, Vitti, the new lad, you'll get a chance to see him today, Arthur and Foyth, Ricci replaces the suspended Bruno, McAllister and Alina in midfield, Arda is the advanced playmaker behind Isaac and Hendrick up front. Needless to say, we need the 3 points today. We need to keep the pressure on up at the top of the Premier League. I'm hoping that loss against Bayern Munich is not going to have dampened our spirits any. I mean, that was quite poor. McAllister. Oh! That was very near. Again, we're letting them raid down their left-hand side with no challenge, no nothing. Given the ball away. It's come out to 𝐹. What can 𝐹 do with this? It's pinged it out to Pellegrini, back to Pellegrini from 𝐍𝐄𝐄, in the box, and it's a lovely header from 𝐼𝐸Z𝐒 for 1-0. I mean, after giving the ball away initially, it pinged back to 𝐹, and then he built it down the left-hand side. Pellegrini, 𝐍𝐄𝐄, back to Pellegrini, ball in the box, 𝐼𝐸Z𝐒 gets his head on it. Lovely stuff. Quite a few tired legs from the midweek game, so my normal midfield has had to be replaced completely. I've got Alina and McAllister in there. 𝐅𝐸Z𝐒 gets another chance at advanced playmaker. See if we can get him integrated into the team and playing well. Yes, I started the second half. Pellegrini was the only player I couldn't replace. His replacement would be Bassi, but he's away on international duty. Why we have internationals going when the Premier League is on is beyond me. This is why I'm not that keen on international football. Why we should be robbed of one of our mainstay players in a really important Premier League game is completely beyond me. But anyway, so Botman comes in for Pellegrini. Rant over, get on with the game. Corner to Villa, we need to keep that one out of the back of the net. That's coming back at us again. Very, very poor defending. Very, very poor defending, that. So, back to square one, and we have to start again. Few more changes. I brought Tielemans on in midfield. Koala's come on up front, and I've moved 𝐼𝐸Z𝐒 a little bit further forward. And nothing's happening at all. I've brought Diaz on up front now to replace Isaac, who was on a yellow. See if he can make any difference. And it isn't going to do. So we've dropped 2 points there. Not ideal at all. So with Liverpool yet still to play, there's 5 points in it. But if Liverpool win their game, which I'm sure they probably will do, then there'll only be 2 points in it. Okay, no time for faffing around. We've got Borussia Dortmund coming up. We'll see you very shortly for that one. Well, it's the final game, the 8th game of the league stage of the Champions League. It's come around really quickly, if I'm honest. We do have a chance to get into the top 8, but we're relying on other results. We do have to win this game, obviously, but we're relying on other results from either Monaco, Manchester City, or I think it's Porto. So expecting them to drop points is quite a tall order, but we do have to win our games as well. So the team for today is Ramsdale in goal, back four of Pellegrini, Botman, Todibo, 𝐹, Bruno is back as the deep line playmaker, Fernandes and Tielemans back in the middle, Diaz is the advanced playmaker behind 𝐼𝐸Z𝐒 and Gabi up front. So apparently the media have got us as favourites for this game, which is a little bit of a feather in our cap, because Borussia Dortmund are no slouches, are they? So to be favourites for the game, nice little feather in our cap, that. I mean, Dortmund have been a European team for a long time now. That was very poor, giving the ball away. And again, a raid down our left-hand side that we just don't cover at all. Chipped over the top of the bar. So we got away with one there. The free kick in. Tielemans, nice ball to Diaz. Is he going to lose that? Tielemans comes away with it, even though there was a tackle in midfield where we did lose the ball. Gabi, Tielemans, 𝐼𝐸Z𝐒. And 𝐼𝐸Z𝐒 gets the first goal of the game. That was lovely work, really well played. We'd looked like we'd lost the ball in midfield, but it was picked up and the ball ended up with 𝐼𝐸Z𝐒 in the back of the net for 1-0. So as it stands at the moment, we are 9th now as it stands. We're just outside that top 8. Go on, Tielemans. Ball back in the box again. Go on, Diaz. Get the ball back in the box. Stick it on 𝐼𝐸Z𝐒's head. Isaac with the second. This is a very, very good result if this stands. I mean, we have only played 24 minutes, so Dortmund have got plenty of time to come back. But nice header by Isaac again. I think that's only his 12th goal of the season, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So we are 9th. We're just outside that top 8. Arsenal have dropped into the 8th position now. We need somebody to do us a favour. Oh no, Reina has got them back in it, 2-1. I'm just going to go a little balanced just to try and get us through to half time. But Dortmund have got the ball again. Header, 2-2. Well, that didn't last very long, did it? I thought we were well on our way there, but we just collapsed at the back. Absolutely unforgivable, that. Absolutely ridiculous. And Dortmund have got the ball again, so Dortmund have got the tails up now. Todibo, header out, coming back at us again. Well, it was all in our hands and we started off really brightly, 2-0 up, and I thought we were on our way, and we've made a complete and utter mess of that. Isaac with another header just over the top of the bar. A little bit of a switcheroo at half time. I've moved Tielemans over to the left hand side and I brought McAllister on for Fernandes. So we are down to 12th now. I mean, obviously our point he's no good at all. But, you know, I mean, a draw is not great. I think even a win in this game, we are relying on other results. So I don't think it makes a huge amount of difference other than the momentum that it possibly gives us. But we are going to be in that, I think it's 9th to 24th place. Oh, 9th to 24th place go into a playoff situation to go into the last 16. That was very poor balling. So we've done well enough to get into that. Top 8 clubs in the Champions League. Oh, come on. Yes, you did see that. It hit somebody on the back of the head and bounced fortuitously for Dortmund, which resulted in a goal. Hit somebody on the back of the head. Sometimes. So can we get a win? Can we get an equaliser now? We were 2-0 up in this game and just collapsed completely. Oh my word. Oh my word. Right, I expect to see you all in training tomorrow. You don't deserve a rest after that performance. So Dortmund weren't even in the top 8. They finished 12th. We finished 15th. So we will be in the knockout stages, but it would have been nice to have got that 8th spot, wouldn't it? So Barcelona were top. They won every single one of their games, Barcelona. No messing about. 8 games played, 8 games won. That's what you've got to do. United were in 2nd place with 22 points. Not ideal. Not ideal. So having done really, really well in the Champions League up to there, I mean, I think the only defeat we had was against Barcelona. The Bayern Munich game was always going to be difficult, but I thought we would get something out of Dortmund, and we were actually media favourites to win that game. 2-0 up and to collapse 3-2 is disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. And I can't tell you how frustrated and angry I am with that. 3 games played in today's episode, and the only result we could get was 1 point out of Aston Villa. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. We'll be having words. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. If it's the kind of thing that you'd like to see more of, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and we'll see you next time for more from me, the Gobby Gaffer.